Hi, my name is Jason Vandenbergh. I'm the creative director on Red Steel 2. Red Steel 2 is a first-person, sword-fighting, gun-shooting action game. We have the Wii Motion Plus, and we are reproducing the real experience of swinging a sword and hitting people with it. And that's it. That's the core. That's it. I was not. I am new on the team. The core team, the core Red Steel 1 team is still on the Red Steel 2 team, so we have that continuity. We've also added a bunch of senior developers and junior developers as well. So we have a new sort of a collective group that is working together.
What didn't work so good, and what did you change for the second game now?
Right. The team has been working on Red Steel 2 pretty much since Red Steel 1 shipped. And the first thing that they did is they sat down and focused on the controls and the inputs and sort of the core actions because it was clear there was a lot left on the table there that the team wanted to be able to do that they didn't end up having time for. And so really the core gameplay has been being worked on for really the full period of time since then. So when you pick up Red Steel 2, you're going to find a new set of controls that are very smooth. Have learned a lot about what works on the Wii and what doesn't, and we're shooting for having the best first-person controls on the Wii. We also have re-examined our core gameplay and our core setting. The addition of the Wii Motion Plus has changed the gameplay from a shooter with swords to a sword game with guns. And so that change shifted pretty much everything for us. It really meant looking at our core and revising the settings. So we have a new hero, we have a new location, a new world, and really have sort of rebooted the franchise from the ground up.
Was the Wii Motion Plus a late time add-on you did to the game?
We had been developing Red Steel 2 for quite some time before we got our hands on the Wii Motion Plus. We got the Wii Motion Plus. I think we were if not the first team, one of the first teams to get it outside of Nintendo, and it was clear that it was going to change everything for us. That we would need to look at our game from top to bottom again and sort of reevaluate what we were doing. But it was also clear once we discovered our core sword swings, our sword slash mechanic, that it would be a really cool thing, that it would change the game for good and for the better, and that it was what gamers had been hoping that the first game would be. So yes, it changed everything for us. We really had to go back and look at it. But the look that you see was something that has been in development from the beginning. We have this sort of graphic novel look that is, like you say, more imaginative, a little bit more not quite so realistic. We wanted to take the cell shading concept and then bring in a sense of realism to it and sort of blend those two ideas together. And that is something that was always in the plan for Red Steel 2 from the beginning. So we looked at it, we revised our setting and our core gameplay, but the look has always been in development all the way along, which is why we can run at 60 frames a second. Sure. You know, when we were developing Red Steel 2 in the beginning, when you would look across the studio at the developers who were working on the game, you would see a lot of people sitting at their desk and, you know, playing a Wii, as you would expect. When the Wii Motion Plus showed up and we got this sword slashing mechanic, now suddenly within 1 week the whole studio changed. What you saw people stepping back, standing up, and then fighting like this, you know, fighting sort of like, because you couldn't play the game like this anymore. You just could, not even our programmers could play the game like this anymore. And it really, it proved to us that there was something pretty cool that was coming in, that we had done something neat. When your entire team can't find a way to break the waggle, right, then maybe you've got something new, who knows? So.
I would like to know from what kind of games do you like? What's maybe your favorite game? Where do you come from gaming-wise?
When I create my top 10 list, Zelda 64 and Mario 64, and then the later versions of Zelda have always been on there. World of Warcraft was, of course, I devoted 2 years of my life to that game, and I've escaped now. I'm okay. I'm a recovering World of Warcraft player. I also am a huge fan of, I've always been a huge fan of the Thief franchise. It was one of the only first-person sword fighting games I could find, and I thought the stealth mechanics were very great. And of course, Prince of Persia and Assassin's Creed, plug for Ubisoft, I love their games. And so it was great to come here and have an opportunity to do that. But I'm spending a lot of time these days playing Overlord. So honestly, I like games that are fun. I like games that give you a chance to feel powerful and that don't take themselves too seriously. I've played a lot of Call of Duty for sure. I do love me some Call of Duty. But when I'm sitting at home on a weekend, I prefer to play a game that invites me to just have a great time. And last weekend that was Overlord. So Overlord 2.
So you like clubbing the big scenes?
Yeah.
Did you always want to be a video game developer? Was there a time you wanted to be an astronaut?
When I was growing up, the idea of being a video game developer didn't exist. It was back in the dark ages, before you could have a video game job in the video game industry. There were no colleges, and right, it was all this. All of the games that were being made were in the in people's garages. I'm an old guy. I'm an old guy. I wanted to be a filmmaker. I wanted to make movies. I went to college for that, and my father was a programmer, so I had learned to program, and I studied media. And then one day I learned that I had a friend who was running a video game company, and once I realized that I could make video games for a living, I abandoned my filmmaking concepts and said, well, screw that. And I've been making games ever since. So, and I've never looked back. Once I realized it was a job that I could do, I haven't wanted to do anything else. I hope that works for you. Is that okay?